Hello and welcome to the course. We have a great module lined out here for you, and by the end of this instructional period, you will not only know why building an email list is going to be critical to the success of your business online, but you'll also understand some very actionable strategies and tactics on how you can go about starting building that list today.
To different people, success can be defined in a lot of different ways. Your business is your subscribers. What I want you to do is get out of your mind that having a big list, like huge, whatever huge is in your mind, get that out of your mind as the definition of success. Because just numbers does not really so much matter. Let me give you a little bit of a real life story here. I recently did a launch, and actually I've had this same exact experience happen in repeated situations. Okay, but I just did a launch where I had a number of very large affiliates and some smaller affiliates who were promoting this product for me. Some of these people had lists of 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, even 100,000 subscribers on their list. You would think if I was to, go out and just play a numbers game and say, the top affiliate is going to be the one that had 100,000 subscribers, you would think that's the way it's going to be, right? Absolutely not. In this particular case, there were two affiliates that stood head and shoulders above everyone else, and both of these affiliates had around 20 to 30,000 subscribers on their list. But when I say head and shoulders, I literally mean it. I'm talking about people with 100,000 people on their list making a dozen sales, and people with 20,000 people on their list making 150 sales. How is that number justified? How in the world can somebody with a smaller list of 20,000 make so many sales, and somebody with such a humongous list not do very well at all? The solution to that answer is what we're going to talk about in this course. Why having just numbers is not enough. You have to influence your subscribers. This is what real success is. If you know that the people that are on your list, if they are listening to you, if they actually act based on what you suggest, that is success. That's what this is all about, is influencing your subscribers. The list size itself does not matter. I would rather have a list of 500 people, every one of them eager to hear exactly what I have to say. Every one of them, when they get an email from me, they put all the other emails aside, they click on mine and read it and take action because I have influenced them. I have taught them that my emails are of value, that if they read my email, they will gain some knowledge. They'll be helped. Their problem, I'm not self-serving. I'm trying to help them out in a sincere way. And if I have 500 people that are committed to me like that, I'd rather have that than a list of 50,000 people who most of them, ignore my emails. Why do people with such large lists get ignored? Because of the way that they market. Because most of the time, they just hammer people time and time again with another product. Like the only time that you hear from them is when they're promoting something. And listen to this. Imagine a TV channel that only played commercials. That's all. This hits home. Okay? Because that's what a marketer is like, that only sends out emails when they're promoting something. They're a TV channel that only plays commercials. And not only do most marketers only communicate with people when they're promoting stuff, but in the promotion, it's mostly a hard sell kind of thing. There's nothing that's really personal and informative, nothing that's helpful. It's just the real hard sell deal. Real success is when you can influence your subscribers, and the way that you influence them is by giving them something that is going to help them. Remember, what is the #1 radio station in the world? WIIFM. What's in it for me? Everything that we do. Our squeeze page, our sales page, any ads that we put up. What do they all cater towards? They cater towards offering a solution to people who are looking for that solution. So why should our email campaign be any different? We have to get in our mind, these people are, they're looking for what's going to help them. And you have to actually come across, and I'm going to show you how to do this. You have to come across in a way that is not self-serving, so that they don't perceive you. It's almost like they see you as a friend, someone who is honestly and sincerely helping them out. How do we do that? A new approach to marketing. The traditional way is a hard sell, okay? Or what we're going to talk about is a word fitly spoken. That's a phrase that we've all heard, right? But I'm applying it to this because in your emails, if you can say just the right thing, you don't have to do the hard sell thing. If I've got somebody who has a problem, okay, let's just use internet marketing, because a lot of people are into internet marketing because it's a hot niche. Making money is big. So somebody's in it, they want to break into internet marketing. If you send them an email campaign, if you get them started on this, and it's just hard sell the whole time, you need to buy this, click this now. That's conveying a message to them. You're trying to make money. They know you're trying to make money. They're going to know that you're biased, right? If you're doing a hard sell. Just like if you go to a car dealer and it's a GM dealer, you go in and you ask them how the GM compares to a similar model that's a Ford. What do you think he's going to tell you? GM's better. And when you're actually talking to him about, you pick out a vehicle, you're talking to him about them, chances are it's going to be a really nice vehicle in the salesman's eyes, and he's going to tell you that. Reason is he makes commission, and these people know that. They're not idiots. They know that you do as well. So the way that you get around this is by your emails not being hard sell. In fact, I'm going to show you a recommended procedure where you actually give them something that you probably could charge for, but you give them something repeatedly before you even sell them something. And when you do sell them, it's not a hard sell. It's always it always comes across as a friendly referral. How many times have you had, a genuine, somebody that you know is a friend, and they tell you to try something because they hear, that you have a problem with, you're looking for a solution or whatever. They tell you to try something. They say, I did it myself. It worked out great. Because it was a friend, you went and did it. You didn't even do a whole bunch of research. You just went and did it. How can we get them to do that? Well, we have to establish that friendship. If somebody just gets on your list, today they find your blog or for some whatever reason, they click a link and they land on your opt-in page. They opt in. They don't know you from jack. Why would they take your word for anything? They wouldn't. You have to develop and cultivate a relationship with them. Once they feel like you are their friend, then they will take those referrals much more readily. Bear in mind that you're building a business here. And this model that I'm speaking to you of, it does not fit very well with a lot of the traditional marketing tactics. The reason is most marketers out there are just there to make a quick buck. That's what they're trying to do. They would really like to send an email to 50,000 people and make $10,000, $20,000 overnight and then move on. Wait till the next promotion thing comes up. Hammer those 50,000 people again and make another 20 grand. That's what a lot of marketers would like to do. Let me tell you about the real world. Yes, you can send an email out to 500,000 people who are not interested at all, most of them, in what it is that you're selling. And yes, you will make some sales. But that's called spam, because there are places that you can go and they will send your emails out to hundreds of thousands of people. You can pay some money for that. And these people are not interested in what you have to sell. So most of that is wasted. It's also illegal to do that. What we're doing, though, is we're trying to build up a legitimate business, not just a fly-by-night kind of let me make a quick buck here and then move on to something else. We're trying to actually build up a business. If you want to make it in marketing, then you need to establish this right now, that your future is going to depend on how you do business today. What I want to show you is techniques that allow you to establish that relationship. Techniques that allow you to truly build up a business, even if you're starting from nothing right now. I don't care if you have nobody on your list. I'm going to show you that list of 500 people, that can actually make you money if you do what I'm telling you to do in this course. Like I said, I'd rather have 500 people that feel like I'm their friend, 500 people that I can influence. I'd rather have 500 people that have a credit card and will use it when I tell them to. And I don't tell them to in a hard way. I tell them to in a very subtle way. I'd rather have that than 50,000 people who mostly ignore my emails. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and get started getting some great results. The real secret to getting great results is actually very simple. You have to make a connection. In all of your communication, in the emails, in your blog posts, in everything that you do, that you communicate with your subscribers, you make a connection. They have to see that you either are now or you were like them. You were in their shoes. Okay, you have to come across as genuine, as a real person, as an honest and sincere individual. How many times do we opt into somebody's list and the first message that we receive is, like, welcome to my list. If you'd like to get a head start in blah, 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 click this link now, and there's a link there, and, maybe they have another paragraph closing. How many times do we see that? That does not make a connection. That just comes across as a marketer. It's a hard sell tactic. In the very first initial email, you need to make a connection with some type of story. And you don't want to hard sell the product. What do you want to hard sell? Your personality. You actually have to be totally up on who you are. Not in a prideful sort of way, not that, but in a way of, I'm a real person. You have to play that off to them. That is what you want to sell in that initial communication. So like we talked about with the hard sell tactic of that first email, here's your link, click it now. No. Start with a story, something that will engage your subscriber. Maybe, your niche is gardening, and you can talk to them right away. Hi there, Johnny. Hi first name fix, whatever. I know where you are right now because I felt that pain myself. I remember the days when I couldn't get a single thing to grow in my garden without, dying just after it sprouted or whatever. You know your niche. Tell them a story, and even if it's a longer story, something that will engage their mind, something that will touch their emotion, something that will provoke them and let them know that you truly do understand. That is the kind of thing that is going to start building that relationship and make that connection, right? They have to be led down a path so that you build this relationship. And the only way that they're going to do that is if your initial communication is not buy my stuff. It needs to be, this is who I am. And you need to make a connection with them so that they know, there's something similar there. You had a problem that they have. Now, you know the solution. You have to build up on that relationship. When I say that you need to sell yourself, here is what I'm talking about. A lot of the more, let's do it this way. You have to firmly believe in what you're doing. I totally recommend to people whenever they ask me about getting into business online, I always encourage them, look, find something that you're interested in. Find something that you like, and that is definitely where you want to start, because you're going to be dealing with this thing day in and day out. You're going to be really building up a business. It needs to be something that you love. That being the case, the thing that you're going to sell is, and you really don't have to have a whole lot of charisma, right? It's not that you're, trying to sell yourself as this magical person that everything you touch is gold. You don't have to be that, but you have to come across as yourself. You have to kind of pick. We'll talk about more about this later on, but you have to kind of pick an image that you want to have, a persona, if you will, and try to relate that in your initial message. People really want to be engaged. They want for you to, when you make that connection with them, when they read your stuff or they watch your video that you made, your blog post or an email even, everything, they want to see, where they go, they want to laugh with you. They want to see that you're a real person, that you experience the same things that they're going through, so that they can perceive you as a friend, and then they will take that advice from you. Let's take a look at some of the reasons that people subscribe to various lists. A lot of times they want to stay informed. And this is just good for us to know the reasons why people are going to opt into our list. They want to stay informed with that industry. Maybe it's a newsletter that they're subscribing to. So they want to know what's going on. They want to know what other people are doing. They want to find out about new and exciting things that are happening in that industry. They want to get a free offer. They'll opt in just because they want to get that free report or a free, like a discount, a coupon, something like that. They want to register for something, like perhaps there is a webinar or a seminar or some kind of teleseminar or just a whatever it might be that people have to register for. They'll opt in to do that registration. So we have to bear in mind these main things that people are willing to subscribe for. What will they opt in for? And we have to, of course, meet those needs. If our newsletter, if we want to get people to opt in, then we address the reasons why people opt in. We have a newsletter that's going to give them informative information. Most people are not going to opt into a list. Like if you said on your opt-in page, opt in here so that I can send you affiliate offers. That's not going to get you nowhere. But yet, what do people actually do with their opt-in list? That's all. That's it. They send them affiliate offers. What does that mean? Are people going to be excited about staying on your list? Absolutely not. You have to give them a reason to opt in, but then you have to meet that need in order to keep them there, to keep their attention, to keep your influence. Now, I was talking a little bit ago about being excited about something, and I kind of lost track of where I was going, and I just remembered something that I wanted to mention here. The reason that I tell people to get involved in something that you're excited about, something that you really like, because you're going to be doing it day in and day out, is because that persona of you, the only way that you're going to be able to meet these needs right here, keeping people informed on a regular basis, give them something good quality product or something for free, provide services for them that are going to be exciting for them, is if you actually believe in what you're doing and you're excited yourself about it. If you're interested in it, then that's going to come across. Let me give you an illustration. If I wanted to start, let's say, a hunting newsletter, okay? Because I was going to sell, I'm a hunter, I'm very interested in that, and I'm going to send out affiliate offers for hunting. That's the thing that I have decided to do, okay? I've selected that. Wouldn't it make sense? Like if I'm an avid hunter, my personality is going to come out. Like if I went downtown and I was hanging out with my buddies and they're all hunters and we were talking about hunting stuff, I would be passionate. I would get involved in the conversation. We would have some dialogues about this. And my excitement, my enthusiasm would come out in that conversation. And it would be natural, right? It would be totally natural. If I can pick a niche that I can truly say like that, I'm passionate about that, then if I let that come across into my campaign, that's going to be, what do you think is going to happen with that? People are going to totally eat that up because I'm being sincere and I'm being honest. Now, if I am starting this right now, it's okay to say I want to get involved in internet marketing because I want to make money and work from home. That's totally fine. I don't even care if you're saying I want to be an internet marketer because I want to make, $50,000 a month like you do. That's fine. I don't even care if that's what you're saying. But once you take the step and you said, okay, this is how I'm going to make my living, now I need to actually pick something to do that. I need to pick something to accomplish my goals here and make money. Okay, you have to now pick something that you're passionate about. That's what you should be involved in. And it doesn't matter what it is. If there is any kind of niche that you're passionate about, there are a variety of methods that we can use to qualify our niche and make sure that there is going to be money in it. Because, if you're into, I don't know, crocheting socks or something, that may or may not be a money-making lucrative niche. I have no idea. It very well could be. There could be all kinds of stuff on the internet, and I just don't know because I've not looked it up. You know why? I have no interest in it. I am not a crocheter, so I know nothing about that niche. There could be people making $100,000 a month on that, and I have no idea. And guess what? I wouldn't do it. Even if I met somebody. Let's say I go to the affiliate summit and I meet somebody and he says, "Hey, what niche are you in?" And we're talking, and he says, "Yeah, I'm into crocheting. I'm into knitting, and I'm making $100,000 a month." You know what I'd say? I'd say, "Hey, that is great. I'm so glad to hear that." I would not jump over and say, "Well, I'm going to get into that because I'm only making $50,000 a month doing what I'm doing." No siree. Why? I want to enjoy what I do. That's number one priority. When I got started in this, a lot of it was freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. What pushed me into, starting to do this was I did not want to be slaved down to a job, and I wanted the ability to, with my free time, go out and enjoy life. And to do that, fact is, nowadays, it's pretty tough to do that without money. I mean, a lot of the things I like doing, and I don't want to get off on a rant here or anything, but a lot of the things I like doing don't actually involve money, okay? Because I like hiking, I like camping, I like going to play racquetball, and a number of other things. I do like hunting, I like playing guitar, and directly, those things don't necessarily cost a lot of money. However, in order for me to be able to go camping for a week or even just a weekend, I got to be able to pay some bills. I got to put gas in my vehicle, right? So I got to have money. So your desire, your passion might not directly relate to why you're doing this, why you're trying to build up a business from home, but it is intertwined. And you got to realize that to establish a real business, you've got to be passionate about what you're doing, and that part of you that would naturally come out if you were hanging out with your friends. I play guitar, okay? And if I was hanging out with my other friends that play an instrument and we play together, we can talk about some things. We can relate to one another. If I was to be introduced to some young person who just started playing guitar, okay, and I've been playing guitar for 22 years now, right? So I've learned some things, and I learned a lot of things the hard way. I would be able to relate to them. I'd be able to teach them. Right then and there, we just meet, and we're on common ground because I've been there. I used to not know how to play guitar. At some point, I had to start, right? I didn't come out of the womb with a pick in my hand. So I can relate to that person. And in relating to them, something is going to be opened up right then and there. Like if I just bump into somebody at Walmart and we just, for whatever reason, we get introduced by some friends. They say, "Hi, this is John," whatever. And I'm like, "Hi, John." If there is nothing there to relate, to connect us, then the conversation is going to be very brief and we'll go on our ways. True? Exactly. Now, if somebody says, "This is my friend John, and he just started playing guitar, and I told him about you," bing, something just happened. A wall and a bridge, okay? A wall got put down, and a bridge just got built. Now, I can relate to John, and I'm going to be able to, there's going to be a common ground that I can communicate with. And maybe I'll invite him over to my house. He comes over to my house, I show him a few things on the guitar. That very same model, that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Now, am I saying that you have to be an expert in your niche in order to establish this? Absolutely not. Why? Very simply. If, let's say you started doing something like you're into, maybe you used to be a big fat person, okay? Sorry for being such a graphic whatever. Sometimes my personality comes across too. So you used to be fat, and you got kind of tired of being fat, and so you did something and that worked, and that helped you, and you're not fat anymore. Or you just lost 5 pounds. Fine. You're not a fitness expert. Absolutely not. But if you tried something, maybe you were looking on the internet, and you bought a product. And that product, you actually did it, and it helped you lose 5 pounds. You're still overweight, but you lost 5 pounds. Now, what can you do? You can start talking to, if you decided you're going to be you're going to build up your business based on the health and diet niche or whatever, you have something now that you can relate to them with. You can have, I tried this and I tried that. Nothing has been working for me. You could start a blog documenting your process. And sure, maybe today, since you only lost 5 pounds, you're not going to have a flood of traffic and you're not going to have hundreds of people ordering this product through your affiliate link. But let me tell you this, folks, the honest fact is, I'm not going to tell you anything right now that you go out and this weekend you get rich. That's not going to happen. Nobody's going to do that for you. Those days, the days of paying 10 cents for a click on AdWords and making $10,000 over the weekend, pretty much gone. Okay, that's not going to happen. Now we have to change our tactic. We have to build something with people. But if you document in your blog your progress, imagine how powerful that is. They come to your blog and they see this is a real person who had a real problem, just like my problem. And here they lost 5 pounds. They're using this whatever program. They're doing it. They said it's easy for them. They said they were surprised because other stuff didn't work for them in the past. You know what? I really feel this, and I'm gonna get involved. I'm gonna encourage them. I'm gonna post comments on their blog. If you can establish that kind of interaction, that, my friend, is exactly what we're looking for, where people feel like they're a part of you. And whether it is losing weight or getting rid of acne or making money on the Forex market or learning how to play the guitar, it's all the same. Let you come out. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. If, let's say that I was to start teaching you like this, and what I would do is I would go and find a book and learn about something that I really didn't care about, and I would, try to show you and recommend. I mean, stop that. Imagine that. What would that do to you? If I really didn't care about what I was doing, would that not come across to you? Absolutely it would. If the only thing in my mind was buy stuff from me so I can get paid, don't you think that's going to get related to the people that are on your opt-in list? Absolutely it is. The only way that you can break down that wall that is, you trying to be a hard sell salesman is by being genuine and being honest and being, I am definitely not saying you hide that you're marketing something. Absolutely not. But you do it, and in fact, I recommend that you be 100% transparent. That if there's something, you don't have to do it. You can do it kind of subtly. You don't have to do it like in your face. Hey, I'm going to make some money if you click on this. That's not what I'm talking about. But you don't do it in a way that you're hiding what you're doing. You do it in a way that you offer them something of value to them by that relationship that you're building. You offer that. You give it to them for free. You let them benefit from you for nothing in return. And then when you do make a recommendation, it has so much power, so much power. Let me give you kind of a review here, but list building tip number 1, it's actually 3, but it's all on the same slide, so I called it number 1. Sell you, especially in your very first interaction, your welcome email, actually your first couple of emails. You sell you. You sell your story. You sell your actual personality. You come across to them as a real person. So that's what you focus on. You, not the product, not hard sell the product, absolutely not. Barely even mention any product at all. You sell you. Always be upfront about everything that you do in your marketing. Don't try to hide the fact that you're a marketer. Absolutely not. In other words, it is okay, and I recommend even, that you tell people, look, I was in your shoes, I went through it, and I found this product that helped me so much that I tried it, and I recommend it, and I signed up to tell other people about it because I firmly believe in it. Now, one thing I want to address right here, because I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, okay, so that means now I can't sell products that I don't know anything about, and that's what most people do, is they sell products just because it makes them a lot of money. You can use these tactics that I'm divulging to you here. You can use these and sell products that you don't know anything about. Once you become a master of influence, then you can pretty much sell whatever you want because you'll know how to do it. But what I'm not actually condoning that. What I am trying to establish here is that you truly do, find out something that is of actual help and build a business around it. That kind of means that you don't go out there and just promote every fly-by-night product just because it's got a 50 or 75% commission. That kind of stuff is short-lived. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You can make money. You can use these tactics, and you can set up a niche and Pick a niche and start promoting stuff, and you'll do well with it. I'm pretty certain of that. However, I'm kind of doing like a long-term, if you build up a business in a niche, you're devoting some time to it, and you're actually, trying to build up something that's going to be there for years, right? Something you're trying to build up a process and a workflow and automation and just establish something that just works on its own. That's really more what we're shooting for here. Not, like I said, just not some, I want, a list so that I can promote stuff and make some money one weekend. Keep your content top notch. We're going to be talking about actually giving away valuable, helpful information. Whether you do that through a video or a blog post or directly in your email or whatever, you have to make that content original and very good. And I'm talking about the stuff you give away. If people find out that your content is available in 100 different places on the internet, then they're not really going to, there's not going to be that dedication and connection to you, because it's like, what's 100 other people are doing the same thing. Who cares? In that case, if you don't have a magical personality, then you're not getting anywhere, because they're not going to stick around. Your content has to be 100% original. If your content is not original, then you're probably not following my advice here as far as actually getting involved in it yourself and being sincere and establishing that connection with them. You've probably not actually gone through the actual, whatever the problem is, or whatever you're trying to solve for people. In order for you to be original and have excellent quality content, that's why it's so important that you are, to a great degree, personally involved and personally connected with the niche. I know a lot of people that their goal, and this is why I mentioned this earlier, their main purpose is make money. And that's totally fine, but if that is your main reason for everything that you're doing, it's going to be very difficult for you to be passionate about the different niches that you might get involved in. I know there are some people also that don't have a lot of interest in, maybe you don't have hobbies or whatever, and that's entirely possible. But what you might consider doing is, taking a look at some things. Go to a bookstore or something and find something to get interested in and get passionate about. I hope you're not just going through your life, not really caring about anything and just wanting to make money. What would you do with the money if you had it? If you had a lot of money right now, if you had $50,000 in the bank right now, what would you do with it? I mean, I hope you wouldn't just sit in your living room and watch TV on the couch eating potato chips, right? What would you go do? If that's what you would be passionate about, then, start getting into it. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to have an interest and, get the ball rolling. That's the main important thing. But your content itself has to be really good, because what you're going to keep people's interest with is what you're offering. Essentially, the model here, if I could just abbreviate it into one, and I don't want to just drag this all out, I hope this is being helpful to you, but if I was to abbreviate what we're doing here, it would be this. You're going to give away helpful, informative information in exchange for an established relationship, so that you're able to make a recommendation and influence the people on your list. If I was to summarize everything, that's the whole goal. In the next video, we're going to talk about promoting you and ways that we can go about promoting you. So we've already established that in order to build up a successful business, The thing that we really need to do is in our initial communication and throughout our relationship with the subscriber, we're going to be promoting you. Okay, and I don't mean, again, it's not an ego thing. It's not like that. What we're promoting is the real you. We're trying to get you up in their face so that they can get familiar with you, so that they, in other words, you are the spotlight, in the beginning at least, very much so that they're, able to be captivated by your actual personality and who you are. One way that we can do that is by creating a persona. Whatever really it is that you want to be, however you want to come across like if you want to be known as being a sarcastic person, or being a funny person, or being an inspiring person, right? There are a lot of different marketers. I can right now think of about maybe half a dozen marketers that the reason that they stand out in the crowd is because each one of them falls into a different category like this: comical, serious, or inspiring, or sarcastic. Different marketers fit into different, because of their actual personality, their persona. As that comes across, that sets them apart. And, I'm thinking just people that are within the internet marketing niche. If we were to expand that out and go into the different niches and people that are internet marketers in those niches, you can see, there's a lot of room for filling a void there. And that's what we want to do, is find that, what in us could come out and differentiate us from everybody else that's doing the same, working in that same niche. Offer free educational videos. Now, I'm sympathetic to the blog thing. I know blogging works really well, and you can just run a blog. But if you are running a blog, I suggest you try somehow to get videos in your the whole campaign, because video is very big right now. Everybody, who would not? If I was to put this training right here into an ebook, and granted, ebooks are great. You can go through them, and some people love that. But if I was to put all of this content into an ebook, would you rather watch the video or would you rather read the ebook? Most people would rather watch the video. The same thing is going to hold true with the things that you're trying to do with your business. The way that you'll try to attract people, if you're going to offer something to them for free, if you can do it in a video, and especially an educational video, I might add, that could be just an entertaining video. If there's something about your niche, maybe something recently happened in the news, and you can address that with a video just like the one that you're looking at right now, or a talking heads kind of video. If people can see you, or they can hear you and see what it is that you're dealing with, that makes, that helps bridge that gap of the fact that it's you and 10,000 other people that, you're trying to influence. If it's just printed text, sometimes that's a little bit more difficult. That's why most, even a blog will at least have a picture of the person that's blogging on there, because people want to connect like that. They want to see who it is that I'm following here. And honestly, with a video, that comes across in a much stronger way, because they see the actual interaction and they can hear you. If you're doing a video like the one that you're hearing right now, you can tell just by listening to my voice if I'm being sincere. You can tell if I really believe in what I'm talking about. If you just have text, anybody can do that. So this is a much more personal way to promote you. And again, it's not an ego trip that we're on. We're just trying to promote who you are. It doesn't matter if you're not a charismatic kind of person. If you don't have a lot of charisma, that's not so much what we're looking for. What we're looking for is the real you to be conveyed. These educational or entertaining videos, like I said, educational is usually really good because what you're doing is giving them something of value. with an entertaining video, that's good to do on occasion. Especially in the next slide, you're going to see an actual game plan that I have for you to follow the different kinds of communications that you're going to be doing with your subscribers. And in some of that, there will be opportunity for you to just do a video that's, just you. But most of the time, if you can relate something to them in, something that's going to honestly help them and be beneficial to them, something that's not self-serving, that's going to make a very strong impact, because then it's not only is it building a relationship, like a friend would do, but it opens up a whole, there's this whole, retribution kind of thing. Well, they gave me something of value, something that actually helped me. So when I see that they are recommending a product, even though I know that they're going to make money off of that, I'm okay with that because I owe them so much because they've helped me. So there's kind of a retribution thing going there as well. Disclose tools or utilities that you use. What this does is give them, notice this is again not self-serving. This gives them a leg up on people who are not on your list. It gives them a leg up on people who have just started in whatever this niche is, if it's learning how to hunt or learning how to play the guitar, whatever it is. But it's something that would help them, like a perfect example. If, and you do free and even paid offers, okay, and even things that do not, you can't make any money off of it, in other words. For example, I'm a guitar player, right? I've already mentioned that a few times. On my iPhone, I found this really neat iPhone app that is a guitar tuner. It lets you see every chord known to man, all kinds of different tunings. It'll actually, you set it up, to an open G tuning, and it'll use the microphone in your iPhone and everything, and it'll show you when you're in tune. You can tune each one of your strings. It's got a built-in metronome. It's got all kinds of neat stuff. Tunes different instruments, guitar, bass, mandolin, banjo, you name it. If I'm in the guitar niche, especially guitar learning kind of thing, right? I might share that, just let them know the name of it and how that if they have an iPhone, they can go, to the iTunes store and the App Store, and they can, purchase that for them. Not self-serving. I'm not going to make any money off of it, but it's something that's really neat and has helped me out quite a bit. And more than likely, it'll help them out as well. They'll just be thankful that you're telling them stuff like that. And especially, an application like that's like, what, $4 or $5. It's not going to make or break anybody's wallet. So, that kind of thing. Provoke their mind with an idea. If you can do this, this is a great technique if you can tie this in. If you can disclose a tool or a utility that, not just telling them, here it is, use this, I use it myself, whatever, that's great in and of itself. But if you can do it in such a way that you provoke their mind to utilize that tool and show them how to do something with it that they probably wouldn't have thought of on their own, that's going to be a major plus for you. Because what it does is it gives them, number one, you suggested something to them that is going to be helpful to them, and they can see the benefit from that. But then also you showed them how to use it in a unique way, maybe something that you've discovered. That again, you're compounding the benefit for them of staying on your list. And this way, when you do this, it's like every time you send out an email, even if it's in your autoresponder sequence or if it's a broadcast blast, whatever, to the entire list, every time you send out an email, in their mind, it's like, I've got to read what they're giving me because there's going to be something for me in this email. How many times do we get, from the same marketer, nothing but the same pitch every single time? Maybe it's a different product, but the same thing over and over and over again. buy this stuff, buy this stuff, buy this stuff. How long does it take for you to get those emails? And pretty soon, when you see in the inbox who it's from, you don't even read the email. You just delete it. You'll get a lot of people that are too lazy to unsubscribe, but that will just click the delete button without even reading your email, let alone click on whatever is inside it. This is incredibly important that we establish the value of being on your list. This is just one of the ways that we do that, by giving them something that they wouldn't find elsewhere and something that is not self-serving. It benefits them. Detail exactly how you implement that tool or that utility. Let's say that you have let's just use internet marketing, and I'll use Aweber, the autoresponder service, right? If I wanted to establish a list, and I don't have a list for this, by the way. I'm just out of the air pulling this one. Let's say that I wanted to start up a internet marketing, just a beginner kind of internet marketing list. I establish a welcome message, and I introduce myself, and I let my personality come across, right? In the next email, I've got, I want to talk to you about, I send an email, and I might say something really simple, like, hey, first name fix, I've got this video that I think is going to help you out with getting started with internet marketing. And I got the link right there. So they click the link, they go to, maybe I've got it on YouTube, or maybe I've got it on my blog, and in the blog there's a video that plays from YouTube, whatever. But in this, I talk to them about the power of an autoresponder, and I demonstrate Aweber, and I tell them not only you need an autoresponder, click here to sign up, but what I do is I say, this is the autoresponder that I use, and I might even give the reasons that I use it. And then I have a video there, tutorial, showing a technique that I use with that autoresponder. Maybe I've got something like, I use graphical squeeze pages. So I don't really like the default web form that's on Aweber and the button that it creates. So let me show you how I use the form that they make, and I put it into my web page, my squeeze page, and just change some of the code so that it uses my graphical button instead of their default regular looking button. And then you got a video that shows them how to do that. Haven't done anything as far as buy Aweber, sign up now. I'm not hard selling Aweber at all. It's more of a very subtle, if you need to sign up for Aweber, here's the link. And of course, that's going to be my affiliate link. But if I can do, and I have found that this is an incredibly powerful technique. On a number of my blogs and sites, I do this very thing where if there's something, a tool or utility used within that niche that I do personally use myself, it is so powerful to show this is how I do this, and give away this is going to be information that they would go look for. They would do a Google search and try to find this information. But here you've got it for them right there, detailing how, like showing them the tool that you use, giving them an idea of how they can implement it for it to help and be beneficial to them, and then actually showing them, look, here's how to do this, and giving them the information. I mean, you do that, and it's a slam dunk. They're like, I got to stay around because I want to see more of what they have to offer. They're genuinely helping me. And I have a website, I'll just let you know, I have a website that does nothing but this exact thing. It's in the internet marketing niche, and all it does is showcase tools and utilities that I use and give an idea of how I use them, and then have a link. If you need this, click here, and they can click on it, and they can decide what they want to do with it from there. Just that site itself makes me commission on a consistent basis, with me just sharing, like a friend, just sharing information. Be yourself. When you're promoting you get in mind, we created that persona initially, what you want to come across as. You want to kind of stay in that form whenever there is something where you're communicating or interacting with the people that are on your opt-in list. So if you decide I'm going to be somebody that's a goof off, like the rich jerk or something, then that's who you want to stick with. And when people make a comment on your blog or they send an email or whatever, maybe a forum that you've got, you want to stick with that always. When you're interacting with them, when you're replying, stick with it. Now, the magical formula that you're probably looking for is going to be on the next slide. Obviously, implementing all of this, there's a lot that's going to be up to your discretion. But I'm going to show you a structure that is a general good rule of thumb to go by. How you actually implement all of this, obviously, I can't tell you how to do that because it's your niche. You know it best. You know what your personality is like, what you're going to come across at. You know your limitations. I don't know these things. So I can't just show you this is how you do it. You got to do some of that for yourself, but that's what marketing is all about, right? I can show you what needs to be done and that you need to deal with things in a certain way, but the actual implementation is going to be up to you. So let's just go ahead and make some assumptions here. You have picked a niche, and for a long time, I tried to start pronouncing that niche because I think it's a French word and that's the way you're supposed to pronounce it. But I'm from the South, and I just can't make myself do it. So I say niche. For those of you that are in Canada or over in the UK or whatever, just so you can understand what I'm talking about, niche is niche. Okay. You want to sell you from the very first message. That means they come to your squeeze page, your capture page, whatever you want to call it, your opt-in page. They opt in, and they're going to get a welcome email. In that welcome email, you do not hard sell the product. You don't hard sell the, they might have said, I need to lose some weight, and they did a search on Google, and they found your page. They clicked, and they came to your page. And on there, it's like, would you like to lose weight? Would you like to see how I lost 10 pounds in 12 days, whatever? And they opt in. Tendency at that point is for people to say, I know you're in a hurry and you want to find out how I lost 10 pounds in 12 days. Here it is. Click now. And then they got the link. It's affiliate link, whatever. You're not actually going to do that. You're going to sell in that welcome email. You're going to sell you. You're going to tell them a story about how you used to be a fat tubblard and you went through, this procedure, and you discovered something and you started to implement, and you tried diet this and diet that, and you exercised and you lived at the gym, and you just couldn't. You'd always go back to your bad habits, and you couldn't lose weight. And if you did lose some weight, you'd gain it back the next week. But now you found something that's really working for you. Or let's hop over to the hunting niche. You struggled for years not being able to track down the big buck, the game buck. And you discovered a secret technique that will allow you to go into the woods and not be detected by the deer, and you found out where it is that you need to wait for that animal to come so that you can commit murder to this animal. And by the way, no hard feelings here. I'm a hunter myself, and sorry for all you vegans out there. You are selling you. You're selling your experience and a personal story. This is the first step in opening up that relationship where you're going to be able to reach out and actually touch them. You have to kind of, if you will, strike a nerve. You have to strike a chord. Let's call it that way. Something where they see a relationship between you and them. If let's say I was in an internet marketing niche, and I had this product that I was selling about how to make money in internet marketing, right? And I put on my blog that I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, that my dad was a millionaire, and I grew up, on pleasure islands and yachts, and I got for my birthday, my dad gave me $250,000, and I invested that in some research, and I developed a money-making course, and now that's what I sell, okay? If I had that set up, is that going to make a strong impact to Jack, who is on an assembly line in a factory and wants to start making some more money and get ahead in life and work from home, set up internet marketing? Not going to relate one bit. The way that I'm going to relate and come across to Jack is when I say, I got sick and tired of the corporate life, or I got sick and tired of running a forklift in the warehouse, and I started looking for ways that I could, start to make some money from home on the side so I could get ahead in life. That is the story that's going to make an impact. And I'm not telling you to lie to people. I'm telling you to look in your actual experiences, look for something that you can bring across to them and relate to them, so that you can establish that connection, and they can see, you're essentially just like them. And it worked for you. Whatever it is, it worked for you, and now you're just helping them out. That's what you want to get going. The second message, the second correspondence that they get from you is nothing more than maybe a video tutorial or a blog post that has a video in it, but it needs to be something helpful and informative. That's why I say tutorial. Like, it needs to be something where you're sharing information with them that is beneficial to them. There is no direct promotion in this email or in the tutorial or blog post. You can put, like the Aweber thing that I was mentioning, it's okay if there is a tool or utility that you're featuring in that tutorial, and you happen to be an affiliate for that, absolutely fine to put that in there in a very discreet, subtle fashion. Definitely not hard selling it. You're still promoting you as a regular person just like them, and then mentioning, here's something that I do, here's a tool that you can use to do this yourself, and just have a little link there. Next message, number 3, same exact thing. Okay, so first 3 messages, there is no direct promotion selling at all. You're focusing on you. You're focusing on helping them. When I say focusing on you, I'm not talking about, focusing on you. You're focusing on promoting you. Fourth message, give them something that will prompt them or provoke them to get involved. Maybe a survey. You can do that. If you have a WordPress blog, totally easy to do. Get them to do a survey, or get them to ask them about what they need help with, things like that. And you may very well get a lot of interaction, and it may keep you a little bit busy, but that's a good thing. That's what you're trying to do here, is get these people involved. If, let's say you've got a blog and you've got a forum set up, you can set up in your blog, you do a post and you try to inspire this interactivity. Tell them, ask them a question and say, hey, either post a comment here on the blog, or if you've got a forum set up, you can say, click here and go to the forum and make your comments, whatever. But you want to put that ideally in a place where others will see it, so that they will all, inspire one another and get something going. Especially if you can get something, pick, a topic that is going to cause a little bit of controversy, maybe something that can really stir people up. Excellent. Now, the next thing, this is what everybody's wanting, right? A promotion. Now, fifth message, and this is an autoresponder sequence. This is something that, you're going to establish this, and once it's there, people get pulled into your sales funnel and they just go through this whole thing. It's all very automatic. Fifth message, you can promote something to them at this point and offer with it some free help. So you might at this point be a tad bit more aggressive. It's okay to let them know that you are promoting something. That's perfectly fine. But give them with that. You don't just put, hey, this is a product that I think is going to be beneficial to you. Click here now to order or check it out, whatever. What you're going to do is give them the link to it. Tell them why it's going to help them. Give them the link, and then either in your email, tell them how they can use it. And I don't mean just vaguely. I mean tell them how. Show them. Make a video. Tell them to go to your blog and see how it works. Actually help them through the process so that it's going to be something that, again, at the end of it, they're going to feel like they actually, received the better end of the stick. Like after making this purchase and going through your help, they are genuinely better off. In fact, whenever I'm going to promote a product, and this is what you need to get in your mind, evaluate that product. Evaluate what it is about your, the help that you're willing to offer, whatever it is that you can do to benefit them, and really give an honest answer. Ask yourself, will this truly benefit the individuals on my list? Will they feel better after they purchase this product than before? Will they feel indebted to me? Or are they going to feel like they just got ripped off? If you promote stuff that is junk, for lack of a better word, then they're going to associate that with you. And while a lot of unscrupulous marketers do that very thing, they just go out and they find a product in the niche and they promote it and they want to make a quick buck. But when it comes down to it and that product is junk, what happens to their list? It goes away, because those people, that's nothing that's not building a business, because those people they haven't established a trust relationship with you. As far as they're concerned, everything that you recommend is junk. You might have recommended this one thing and they try it and it's junk. From that point on, you are associated with junk. So I highly, highly recommend that you personally evaluate products that you promote and that you ask yourself, will this truly be beneficial to the individuals that are on my list and going to purchase it? Same thing goes with techniques and tutorials. If you find some kind of scam loophole thing, right, and a technique for getting traffic or something, and you know good and well that it's not going to work in 30 days because things are going to change, or it's going to be worthless in a couple of months, you need to be real upfront about that. If you decide to even feature it at all, you need to tell them, look, Google is going to change their algorithm once they discover this, and it's only going to work short term. So if you're going to use it, you need to do it right now. In other words, don't show them something that's going to get their hopes up, and 6 months later, you have a tutorial in here, and you know good and well that it's not going to work in 6 months, but yet Johnny, who signs up in 6 months, he's going to get on your list and he's going to come to that tutorial and he's going to implement it and it's not going to work. That's going to have totally nothing but negative impact on you. Follow up with the promotion, a helpful video or a blog post. Doesn't have to be an all-out tutorial, but just something that's going to be, again, beneficial to them, not self-serving to you. Then you can do another promotion. Maybe it's the same product. In fact, I kind of recommend that it is, because you don't want to just constantly be bouncing from product to product. People get really bored with that. But you might want to promote that same thing again, just for those that did not actually, take advantage of it the first time around. And then do something where, again, you inspire interactivity. Maybe you can ask them, hey, have you tried that product that I told you about the other day? I'd really like to know what your thoughts were. Come comment on this blog post and let me know if you had any problems. Let me know if you got stuck with anything. And then follow up with that. Very, very important. When you go to the blog post, if people are commenting, you need to be there to try to help them out and make it, because that's going to do nothing but build up a relationship if you do that. If they're interacting with you, that is a total three-pointer. You want to build that interactivity, and then other people, when they come to your blog and they see all these people posting and you replying, that says I care. And when they see I care, what's that going to do? That's going to have the exact outcome of what we're trying to accomplish here, is where you build up a trusting relationship with them. Then we do something very personal. Something where this is 100% your personality. Doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the niche. Doesn't have anything to do with you showing them how to do something. This is just you being you. So maybe it's a video that you make. Maybe it's a blog post. Think about something that happened in your life. You can, relate it to the niche if there is a situation. Maybe there's a story you could tell that's related to that or whatever. But this is going to be 100% your personality coming out, something very personal, and absolutely no promotion in it whatsoever. Not even an opportunity for them to click on any kind of affiliate link. And then another promotion. Notice here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 emails, 3 direct promotional emails, and then in the tutorials, and three or four very, very subtle opportunities for us to make some affiliate commissions, because we have it there, but it's in a very, very subtle way. Okay, so I'm still promoting. I am still giving opportunity to make money off of sales, get my commission. But out of these 10 emails, only 3 of them are what you would call an obvious promotion, where they can tell, you're actually promoting X product. All the others, there's something in it where you're helping them, and that seems to come across very, very strongly. And even in the promotion, whatever, if it's a video or blog post or an email, in all of those, even in that, you're still helping them. What I'm going to do at this point is go ahead and kind of shift gears a little bit and show you, now we know what it is, what the goal here is, building a relationship, and how we're going to go about doing that. And I'm going to show you some tips on the things that I have found that are very effective in generating traffic to your opt-in. And we'll do that in the next video. The video that you're about to watch is exactly what I'm talking to you about as far as sharing actual information that you've experienced and how valuable that is. And what I'm going to do is tell you things, the different methods and techniques that I have used to generate traffic to my opt-ins, how they have benefited me, and give you a little bit of insight in how they're used. And that's what I want you to do. Actually share that kind of information with others. The first one is forum posting. This is a very, very effective technique for a variety of reasons. Let's say you've got your squeeze page set up on your website. Number one, we are not, we're building a list here. That's the whole goal of all of this, is building a very large and powerful, influential list where I can go in there and I can email these people and they actually listen to what I say. The reason forum posting is so effective is because if you set up a website today and it doesn't matter if it's loaded with keywords, if it's got a lot of good content, doesn't matter. Google's not going to touch it for quite a while. And in order to get traffic to it, you're going to either have to pay for traffic or you're going to have to send the traffic from somewhere else. And that's why forum posting is so powerful, because forums generally have quite a bit of authority with Google and they get indexed very quickly. So any keywords or topics or niche related things are going to generally show up on Google fairly quickly. The way that we utilize forum posting is by looking for what is called a signature. In the profile, when you go to a forum, and all you do to find a forum in your niche is just type the keyword for the niche in Google and then put the word forum after it. So if you're talking about hunting, race car driving, playing guitar, whatever, you can just put guitar forum in Google, and whatever comes up, there's going to be tons and tons of forums there. All you do is you go through the list of forums and you find forums where they allow signatures, and most forums allow signatures. You're looking specifically for forums that allow signatures with links in them. And then what you do is you sign up for that forum, you edit your signature in your profile, and you use your website, the URL to your opt-in page, your squeeze page, your capture page. Whenever you post, you are going to automatically be building a link from that forum to your website. Now, long term, that helps you with your SEO, search engine optimization, because it's building what's called a backlink, one website linking to your website. And the more of those you have, the more credit Google is going to give you. So it's a good thing you're building those backlinks. Long term is going to help you out. But more importantly, it helps you. I don't know if I should say more importantly. They're probably equal, but it helps you right now instantly, because people will read that forum post and they will click on the link in your signature just out of curiosity, just to check it out. Also, we will have people, because it gets indexed quickly, we will have people going to Google and they'll Google that keyword term. A forum will show up, and forums generally get a lot of clicks. Like if you're looking for something and you're looking for a solution to a problem or whatever, and on the Google results page, the SERPs is what it's called, SERP, if there's a bunch of ads on Google's results, right, across the top and down the right side, and in the organic results in the middle, there are posts to forums, the forum posts generally get clicked on because people realize that's free information, and it's up-to-date information, and it's real person information. It's not people, in their minds, this is not people trying to sell me something. This is people discussing this, and they want to find out about it. So forum posts are very valuable for that reason. You could post on something today, and by tonight, people could be clicking on your signature and coming to your opt-in page. You want to be careful with forum posting, because you don't want to definitely come across as a marketer. You never want to give the impression that you're there marketing. So when you sign up, first thing you want to do, usually there is a section on there that says, something like, are you new to this forum? Check out here, or whatever. And you can go in there and introduce yourself. That's the best thing to do. Hey, everybody, I'm totally interested in playing guitar. I've been playing for 15 years. Just found this forum, and from what I see, it looks very, very interesting. I want to get really involved. And that's it. You never, ever say anything about selling anything. Your signature I'm going to give you some headline templates, things that you can utilize for what to put in your signature, okay? But at this point, we're just focusing on getting involved with the community. At forums, it's all about community. If they perceive you as someone who is marketing something, they'll ignore you. You might even get kicked out of the forum. So always you want to come across as somebody who is just participating in that community, and you're involved in it, and you're asking legitimate questions. You're making, if there's things that you can answer, you're doing that. You're participating. Post in 10 threads. This is the first time when you first sign up. This is what you're going to do right away. Post in 10 threads. That could be making a reply That could be starting a new thread, asking a controversial question, something that's going to be exposed, essentially. That's all you're wanting to do, is actually jump right in and get involved. Evaluate threads, and then reply post hot topics. So after we spend the time posting 10 to 10 threads, and you do not write a story. That's not the point. You're not writing a book. You're not even writing a magazine article. Just maybe 30 words is plenty. A few sentences is all it takes, really. So in other words, you don't want to spend a whole bunch of time there. See what they're doing. So after you post your 10 threads, look at what's going on in the forum. Find out what's a real hot topic. If, for example, you see something posted that says, what's your favorite guitar tuning? And there are 6,130 views, and that's the nice thing about forums, is a lot of them will tell you how many times a certain thread has been viewed. If there's 6,000 views and 2,000 replies, then that's a totally hot topic, and that's something that I want to note down, so that when I post a new thread, I'll post something that has to do with that. Or when I reply to a thread, I'm going to look for threads that have to do with guitar tunings. If I see somebody post a question on, do you like ball end strings, or do you like the loop end strings, and it's got 20 views and 2 replies, I'm going to take a mental note, and I'm not going to waste my time with that kind of stuff. Are those topics actually, I have no idea on any of that kind of stuff, so don't take that as, any kind of slander or anything as far as what kind of strings you should be using or what kind of tuning you should be using. No clue on that one. I don't know what's popular. But that's what you want to do, is evaluate those threads, and you want to start threads that are going to create controversy, really. Not every single one. You shouldn't do that, because that'll be overkill, and they'll pick up on that. But just every once in a while, start a thread that is going to hit a nerve and stir people up. It's a good idea to sign up to multiple forums, but do not cross-post on the forums. What that means is you find something that's real hot and you post it on one forum, and then you go right over to another forum and you post the same question, and then you go to a third one and you post the same question. They pick up on that, because the fact is, a lot of these people, they are genuinely interested in this niche, and they will be members of multiple forums, and they will see that you're on forum X and you posted that question, and they see your signature and they know where it goes, and then they see that you're on forum Y and you posted the same question and the same signature. They're going to pick up on that. They're going to know it. They're even going to expose you, and you're going to be absolutely worthless on any of the forums. So do your research in an individual way on the forums, and do not post the same thing across multiple forums. That's just a word of caution. Article marketing is something somewhat similar to forum posting, in the sense that it's free and it works quickly and it builds backlinks but gets you traffic like today. Very effective. All it involves is you pick a keyword, and to do this the right way, you want to pick a keyword or phrase, something that describes your niche, something that people would be interested in. And then you write an article about it. It does not have to be a big article. It can be 250, 300 words max. Whatever. Some of the article directories, they have minimums, and you have to adhere to that. But basically, I try not to go over the minimum very much at all. But what you want to do is pick that keyword, write an article about it, and then submit it to them in the article somewhere. And you have to follow the guidelines of whatever article directory that you're submitting to. I'm going to give you a list of a few of them here in a minute. You're going to put links back to your website. Usually there's an author bio section, and in there you put links back to your website. Do it with keywords. So if I pick the keywords learn to play guitar fast. And I write the article on that, learn to play guitar fast. And I use those keywords in the article. And I highly encourage you, don't do keyword spamming where you use the same keyword over and over again. Don't do that. Create the article for the reader. In other words, just use the keyword naturally. A lot of people are real worried about, the ratio of how many keywords you have to all the words, and are you using 3% or 2% or whatever. Don't worry so much about that. Write it for a human being. Use the word or phrase when it seems natural. But in the bio section, where you link to your website, use those keywords as what is called your anchor text. Anchor text is whenever you see words underlined and you know that it's a link, the words that are underlined, that is your anchor text. So I might put in the bio section, if, learn to play guitar fast is my keyword phrase, I would put, if you'd like to, and then learn to play guitar fast will be the anchor text. That'll be the link text. Then visit my website at, and then you can put your website. So I've got two links there. One where it says learn to play guitar fast, pointing to my website, my opt-in page. And then the other one might have, my website name or something, or just click here or whatever, and that also links back to my website. Couple of let's do three directories here. EasyArticles.com, that's probably the biggest one, most popular, gives you a lot of credibility as far as the search engines are concerned, indexed all the time. I can post something on Easy, and once it gets approved, it'll be there in like a couple hours. It'll show up on Google. And that is one thing, it does have to get approved. With Easing, there's a couple of caveats. One is when you initially sign up, if you don't have any reputation with them at all, you sign up a new account, it's going to take a while for your articles to get approved. You are going to get to write, I can't remember now if it's 10 or 20 articles, but you're going to get to write a certain amount of articles. It might be 10. But don't quote me on that. It's been a long time since I've been a brand new member there. But those articles, once they get approved, as long as you follow the guidelines and they don't have a lot of problems with those articles that you create, they will likely promote you to a platinum writer. And if you're a platinum author, I think is the term that they use, then your articles will get approved much more quickly, and it's unlimited, basically, how many you can do. If you don't write by their guidelines and they're having to constantly have you fix things, and it's not that you have to have a college level, writing skills or anything like that. It's just you have to follow their guidelines and don't break their rules. If you follow those guidelines, more than likely you'll get promoted to platinum. If you don't follow the guidelines and they're having to tell you about things to do to fix it constantly, then they might put that off, put the promotion or the upgrade off, and they'll consider you. They'll put you in like another group where you can submit some more articles, and they'll evaluate them, and maybe put you up for platinum later on, or you might have to upgrade to a paid subscription, but that still doesn't guarantee that your articles get approved. Okay, so you got to follow their guidelines, submit the articles. They can't seem self-serving. They have to relate original content and actually be helpful to the readers. The nice thing about article marketing is the articles not only come from eZine. The links don't not only come from eZine, but you're giving permission to people to use those articles, provided they keep the contents of the article intact, including your bio box. So another website owner, a webmaster, will grab your article if it's pertinent, and they'll post it on their website. And what do you get? From their website now, you get another backlink to your website. So it's majorly beneficial to do this. But eZine is, like I said, very, very effective. I get on there, I post something, and it gets indexed by Google very quickly, and you'll start getting traffic from that and building links. Scribd is another one. Very powerful. I like the flexibility of Scribd. There is no approval process. It's more like kind of like an article storage site. You can post your article. Number one, I like it because I get to write my article in Word and I get to format it exactly how I want to. There's no rules to follow. I can put pictures in there, which is very important. You just paste the pictures in Word, and you put links wherever you want to have them. And then the nice thing about it is you have that Word doc, so you know it looks real nice, and you upload that to Scrib. It gets converted and indexed into a Flash format, and then it's going to get indexed by Google as well, and they can detect keywords that are in there. So you'll see once you upload there, and again, it's live very, very quickly, no approval process. Once you upload it, you'll see there's AdSense on the page, and you'll see that it has targeted keywords that are there. So if you did your job well, you should see ads that are in your niche. And then, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to build you backlinks, and it's going to get you traffic from people going there, seeing the article, and if you give them permission, they can use the article on their website. GoArticles.com. This is another one that is essentially like eZine, except no approval necessary there. So you can go through and just submit something, follow their guidelines. I'm not sure. I've never had anything jerked off of Go Articles, but they do have some guidelines. And then same thing, you're building backlinks. I do recommend that you use an article submitter. There's some software. JetSpinner is one, I guess I can mention, where they will submit for you to a bunch of different article directories, and that's generally a good idea. SEO, SEM, before we move on, as far as the articles, one thing I wouldn't do, if you're writing on your blog, like if you have a blog on your website, don't post something on your blog and then repost it as an article and submit it. That won't really help you as far as Google is concerned. It's okay to take the same article and submit it to lots of directories, but don't put the same content on your blog that you're submitting as an article. Make that original. Okay, because you don't want people to come there and they see the exact same thing that they just read. Plus, Google isn't going to like, they're going to call that duplicate content. They're not really going to like that. SEO, SEM, this is search engine optimization and search engine marketing. This is basically where we create a page or do a blog post that targets a popular keyword or keyword phrase. And then what we do is we write around that keyword phrase. So let's say we've got a blog. On the blog, we're going to pick a keyword phrase in our niche, and we're going to create a blog post for that keyword, like using the keyword where it's in there, not keyword spamming, but it's in there enough that Google can tell this is pertinent content for that keyword phrase. Then we go out, we write an article, and we submit that, and it's got anchor text pointing back to that exact page that has the blog post of that keyword phrase. In doing that, we are targeting, you're going to get laser targeted traffic because people are going to do a search in Google. They're going to see articles that come up. They're going to see our blog posts that come up. The thing with SEO, it will take a while for this to be very, very effective to you. Again, we are building a business here, so it's not like, it's something that should be ignored because we want instant money like right now. It's something that you should have in your strategy because long term, it's going to do nothing but help you in the future. So it's something that look at it as you're making an investment, and it's an investment that's going to pay dividends eventually. Even if it doesn't work out really, really good right this minute, it is something that's going to benefit you in the future. And the nice thing about SEO is once you implement the strategy, there's no reason, in other words, for you to not do this right now, because in everything else that we're doing, this is just, it's a part of it, and it's something that it's not going to be much more difficult to implement with our blog posting, with our forum posting and article marketing and all of that. We're creating pages where there's going to be content there, and keeping this in the back of our mind, finding the keywords and doing the research and keeping up on that kind of stuff. That's just a little other piece that we can throw in that, again, is like making an investment. because we're going to be doing the article marketing anyway. We're going to be doing the forum posting anyway. We might as well be doing this, and in the future, it's gonna pay dividends, because it's something that once it's there, it's established, and then Google is just going to eat it up and keep sending us traffic over and over and over again. The keyword research tool that I use is Master Niche Finder. Just go to masternichefinder.com. And then we also have pay-per-click. Pay-per-click is a way to get traffic, of course, to your opt-in very, very quickly. I can go to Google, do AdWords, do MSN or even Yahoo, and I can pay for traffic. You will get traffic to your opt-in, and you will get people to opt in. You will pay money. That's what pay-per-click is all about. You have an ad, and you say, show my ad for these keywords, and if somebody clicks on my ad, I'll pay 10 cents or 19 cents or whatever you have specified. For some niches, pay-per-click will work out really great for you. For others, it could get very, very expensive. It's not unheard of to pay $5 to $10 for a click, one click, because it's a very competitive niche, and people know that there's a lot of money to be made in that niche. So, maybe if I get 100 clicks, 100 visitors to my website, I might close one sale. But with that one sale, I make $1,000. That kind of determines how much I'm willing to pay for those 100 clicks. That's the way it goes. All the other methods that we talked about here, forum posting, article marketing, SEO, SEM, you're looking at, sweat equity. So just a little bit of elbow grease, you doing it yourself, or you could pay other people to do it for you, relatively inexpensive. Headline templates. You can use these for the signature in your forum post. You can maybe use it for article headlines, use it for a variety of things, just basically fill in the blank. What's the fastest way to blank? And incidentally, you can use these for your subject lines, also for your emails, for your autoresponders. Okay, but what we're talking about now is building a big list, right? So traffic, quality traffic has a lot to do with that. And then how you get them to actually do the opt-in. The headline is very important, whether it, again, is the signature in your forum or it is the subject line of your email. Influencing them is what the goal is. What's the fastest way to play guitar? What's the fastest way to make money online? You put in whatever your niche is. This is how I blank in 2 days. This is how I learned to play Hotel California in 2 days. This is how I lost weight, lost 10 pounds in 2 days. 10 pounds in 2 days, boy, that'd be... I wish I could do that. If I could do that, then I definitely have a product. I've seen a lot of questions about blank. Well, here's your answer. Again, for what we're doing with, like, let's say subject lines for our emails, or the signature in your forum, or a title in an article, is we're trying to quickly address the real issue. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for answers to their problems. And if you can provide that, that's exactly what you want to do, is right up front tell them. That's, the days of figure out something real catchy that'll trick people into opening your emails. That kind of stuff, yeah, once in a while, it's okay to do that, and it might work. Do something that'll really shock people, even with a thread for a forum, right? You could try something like that. But if you constantly hammer people with that stuff, they learn to turn a deaf ear. They just start to ignore you. It's really not hard to blank. I'll show you. It's self-explanatory, right? This is the type of thing. People want to see the answer. So show them that you have the answer. That's it. Let me give you a list building tip here. One of the most effective ways of building a list quickly is using leverage. Leverage means that we have other people. We benefit from other people's efforts. We benefit from somebody else's list. If you have, whatever niche you get involved in, there's going to be already established people that are in that niche. They've already got lists. If you can coordinate some type of relationship with those people and do maybe a cross promotion, or just ask them, if you're just starting out and you don't have a list yourself, you want to try to get other people to promote for you to their list. One of the ways that you can do that is by creating an exclusive offer for that JV. JV is joint venture. Somebody else is going to promote to their list your product, your opt-in page, to hopefully get you more subscribers. If you have half a dozen JVs promoting to their list, then of course it's obvious that that's going to benefit you, because you're going to build the list quickly. So how are you going to benefit them? Because as a JV, they want to know, what am I going to get out of this? Well, perhaps you can create something that would benefit their customers, their people that are on their list, and you can do it exclusively for them. So in other words, you say, hey, look, Matt, I'm going to put together a video training course that answers the top 5 questions that I have seen on most of the forums out there. Show them how to deal with these particular problems. I would like to give that to you so that you can send it to your list. The way that this whole arrangement works out is they will be able to, you'll have the video and you're going to show them, look, your people are going to benefit from watching this video. On the video, there's an opt-in box. That opt-in is for your list. If they would like more information, if they'd like to find out more from you, they're going to opt in. Simple as that. So it's a win-win situation, because that JV partner, they're going to give their list some valuable content. And it's not, listen, folks, it's not like you're trying to steal anybody, from somebody else. And most savvy businessmen, they know this. They know that if they're doing their job, it's not like, how many internet marketing lists are you on, right? Probably more than one. It's not so much that you would buy from marketer X and you wouldn't buy from marketer Y because he sent you over to marketer X's website and you opted in. That's not going to happen. You would buy from either one of them if they provided, what the things that we're talking about here, if you have a relationship with them. Same kind of thing in whatever niche it is. So that's not the threat. What you want to do is express to that JV partner, you need to provide, you don't necessarily do it in these words, but you need to relate to them. You need to provide fresh, original content to your subscribers so that they benefit from something that you have done. And, you can work out some type of arrangement with them. Tell them, I've got 5, 6 JVs that are going to be sending out different videos. I made a different tutorial for every one of them, and I set up a different page for each one of them. I'm going to have a very big list here before too long, and I will cross-promote for you someday. If you have an offer that you would like me to promote, I'm going to have, subscribers from all these other different lists, and I'm going to, be able to help you out in the future as well. So you're helping them right now to build more of a relationship with their list by providing something helpful, and you're going to help them in the future, because it's kind of like a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. In the next video, we're going to talk about how you can increase your open rate. I've only got a couple of slides left here, and we're going to be wrapping things up. But what I want to do is just give you some examples of what we've been talking about here, just because, it's one thing to just talk about a bunch of theory, but it's always helpful to actually see it implemented, right? Your open rate is one of the most critical factors in determining really the success of what you've been doing. Even if you don't have a big list, you can tell by your open rate if you're doing the job right. The most critical factor in the most critical component in determining what your open rate is going to be is typically the subject line. Most people are going to make the decision whether or not to open your email based on what the subject line is. Who you are is going to probably take a little bit of a role in that, especially if you have established a good relationship with them. But subject line is going to be the main determining factor. You don't want to use lame shockers like I talked about a while ago, at least not frequently. It's okay every once in a while, put something like man admitted to hospital for guitar playing induced finger bleeding, something cuckoo and crazy like that. Or something just outlandish. You've all seen those subject lines that it looks wild and crazy, and then you open the email and maybe it's not even something that has to do with what it is they're talking about. If you do that, you're just going to be perceived in their eyes as a liar, as dishonest, as using unethical sales tactics, all things that we don't want to establish in our relationship, right? Those are not the kinds of things that you look for in a best friend. So you want to be honest in what you relay to them and in how you get their attention. What I have found is really you want to know what it is that they're really looking for, and if you can provide that, that gets their attention. So a headline like this: these are the exact steps I use to blank. These are the exact steps I use to double my guitar playing speed. These are the exact steps that I use to take a trophy buck every year. So if you can relate to them, I know what your need is and I have the solution, the subject line has done its job. It's going to get open. The open rate, incidentally, is referring to if I send out 1,000 emails and 200 of those emails get opened, then I have a 20% open rate. It is not at all uncommon to get 40 to 60%, depending on your niche and what you're actually doing. Like for a newsletter, you should be able to get 60% open rate typically. For something where you're selling stuff, 40% is not at all unheard of. That's what you should be shooting for. If you're getting, like a 10% open rate, that's bad. That means people are not paying attention to you. Here's another example. $3,233 in just 48 hours. Let me show you. Again, speaking right to the point. Just show them what it is that they want and that you have the solution. That's all you got to do. Here's an example email. The fastest way to playing guitar. That could be my subject line. Listen, first name fix. And of course, if you're not familiar, I better explain this just in case you're not familiar with an autoresponder. That is a placeholder. So I put that with AWeber anyhow, right? That's a placeholder for their first name. And the fix part, just make sure that it'll capitalize their first name if they didn't enter it in capital. So if their name was Matt, then when this goes out to them, it would say, listen, Matt. And that happens automatically. It's nothing that you have to do. As long as you put in first name fix, it's going to pop in their name. Okay, that's one of the benefits of an autoresponder. I just finished putting together a workflow of the exact system I use to literally double my speed. All it takes is about 15 minutes a day, every day, and before you know it, you're flying through scales like a madman. Take a look. Now, I have the link there. Notice the call to action, though. The call to action is take a look. It's not click here now. It could be, check this out. Something that is more of a low-key call to action. So you definitely want to tell them what to do, but it's not in a hard sell method. Now on my squeeze page, on my squeeze page too, getting the opt-in, that might be more of a hard sell. On the sales page itself, for a sales page that I create for my product, definitely it's going to be more of a hard sell call to action. But in this email, It's not, because we're trying to establish a influential relationship. So it's more of a friend saying, hey, take a look at this. Okay, now when they click that link, that's going to take them to where I have actually shown I'm using this certain system, something that I do 15 minutes a day, and it has helped me to be able to play faster, play guitar faster, right? Maybe my solos are faster, or I'm playing cleaner and faster, but I'm going to show that I actually used it. And maybe that is maybe it's a piece of a guitar training that I'm promoting. Okay, so I've got the training, and I am implementing these strategies, these techniques, and it actually has helped me. So I'm going to talk about how it has helped me, and of course, there is going to be, a link for them to click on that, and it's going to be an affiliate link, not a hard sell. Just mention this is a small piece of the training that I got from, and then put your affiliate link right there. The best part is literally anybody can do this. Here's why it's so simple, and then I would go on to tell them a little bit more about it. Notice though, I'm giving them the link right away in my email, but I'm not drawing a whole bunch of attention to it. So if they want to click on it, they can. But I am in this email. I'm going to go on to tell them a little more about this technique, why it works, maybe how I am able to, it only takes 15 minutes a day, so how I'm able to squeeze it into my schedule and make it, maybe I discovered a way to do it that makes it more fun. Okay, to do it that makes it, it's not just practicing scales and I get bored with it, but it's something that I have come up with that makes it more tolerable to sit there and practice for 15 minutes, because everybody wants instant results, right? Nobody wants to practice, but everybody wants to play the solo, right? So if you can do that in a way to help them out, again, not be self-serving, not come across as a hard sell, but truly come across as somebody who cares. I care. I want to help you. I want to build a relationship with you. You do that, and my friend, listen, you will build a big list. This, and again, its size is not the critical thing here. The amount of influence that you have on that list, that is the most important. But of course, if you can start now, build up that influence, and then when you do promote something, you have, what if now you have 500 people, but in the next year, what if you got 50,000 people that you actually do influence? The difference is night and day. I told you earlier on in this training how that I launched a product, right? I launched a website, and I had one affiliate that had 50,000 people. They made like a dozen sales. I had another affiliate that had 20,000 people and made 125 sales. Why? Because of the influence that they had on the list. That is the sole reason. And in order to get that, you follow the strategies that we've looked at in this course, and it's a formula that will work. If you've already got a list right now, I highly suggest that you go through your autoresponder sequence and you actually re-evaluate everything that you're doing. Start over, essentially. Go in there, rewrite the welcome message. Make sure that it introduces you, your personality, that it sells you as an individual and who you are and what you've been through and what you're able to do for them. Sell you. And then follow the steps. Let me pull up the slides so we can get it right in front of you. Sell you in the first message. Then you give them helpful information. Inspire them. Let me get all of these up here for you. And remember, this is the sequence. This is what an effective campaign is, the magic formula, essentially, to an effective campaign. You follow this, reevaluate your list, and implement these strategies. Will it require some work? Yes. Will it require you going out there and creating maybe some videos to help people out? Yeah, it sure will. But if you're not willing to put forth a little bit of effort and build a business, then, my friend, nothing that I tell you is going to actually help you, because there is no magic button to just push and all of a sudden you're a success and make money. The thing that's going to separate you and the other marketers out there is a willingness to actually get out there and get your hands dirty and do some stuff. Okay, the big gurus. Okay, listen, we don't just sit around and do nothing and get a big list. Doesn't happen. Let me tell you, I'm telling you from personal experience here, the only way that you're going to be successful is by you actually working. Now, the work, is it hard work? Would I rather do what I do than, stand at an assembly line putting parts together for, GM or somebody? Yeah, I'd rather do what I do. And is it work? Well, I hardly call it work because I'm dealing with something that I like. Remember what I told you about being passionate about what you're doing? If you have picked a niche that you're passionate about, you're going to be happy doing it. You're going to be happy working with it. And that's going to totally separate you. I don't advise people to just go out there and pick whatever they think is going to make them the most money and do that, because that's not the way it works. It's got to be something that you enjoy. Day in and day out, you're going to be dealing with this, and it's definitely got to be something that you're able to focus on. Okay, thank you very much for watching this course, and I know in my heart of hearts, if you will implement the strategies here, you will be building a big and influential list that's going to get you the kind of results that you need.